1, live.
Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Oh, crazy.
About Chicago, we are here. We ain't going nowhere. Windy City. If it's cold air, we don't give a damn. We'll care.
God.
Not playing games.
This brother's still cold. It's not even cold outside anymore.
Listen, bro. Right?
It's like 60 degrees.
Listen, I was at work doing security, top flight.
Top flight.
I was at work. I'm like, it's gonna be a good night. I seen that damn one drizzle, twinkle, twinkle, little star in there. I said, oh no. I said, oh no. We thought it was spring. We got up out of here, and then it started snowing. I'm like, oh no, not again. You know? And it's that double-edged sword, man. Hot and cold. You gotta be bold, man. I was the Lord first. So y'all see me with a jacket. It's
Brother, you from New York, man. You should be used to this.
actually not. It's more cold over here than New York.
Yeah, the Windy City, but
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, God, man.
Yeah, man. Let's get into it, man. You want to talk about anybody seen that Big U situation?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
Huh?
that was crazy.
That is.
You seen it, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
You see it? Yeah, Big U.
Yeah, you gotta turn this stuff in.
So you got to turn himself in?
I think I already
You
did.
see,
Yeah, he did it right.
I seen the video when he was going to say you gotta turn this stuff in.
What do you do?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
Everything. And then the brother that snitched on him, basically.
Hey,
He saying like Whackman was snitching on him and framed him and
That
almost
was crazy.
you seen it,
almost
right?
like a Rico kid, yeah.
So he was getting. I looked at it real good. He did. So he was already collecting funds,
Mhm.
like 500,000 a year for the last few years, and then like last couple of years he went to like 800. That's when he started really paying attention on what he on, because he had those community outreaches, quote unquote. But then he had a record label and all that.
Yep.
But then he had that one of his artists dissed him or something on the track, and he ain't like that. And then so they said allegedly that he went up in the room, kind of spooked them,
Yeah.
and then snatched them, took them to the desert, killed them, dragged them through the desert, and I guess his hand. And they said the DNA was in his dude's fingernails.
Yeah.
So he out of there. If that's real, I don't know how you gonna get around that one. You know what I mean? Yeah, they left his body in the ditch and all type of stuff. And then all them LA Crips and all them, they all snitching on each other. That's all they're doing when they go online, anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
That's really all they doing. They telling too much.
Yeah. You know, you got informant, you got Flat TV, right? And all these DJ academics and all these other people doing interviews, but you telling your whole life story and everything that's up underneath the carpet that you swept up underneath.
Guns, everything.
Gangs, about
Hiding
positions.
spots. Yeah.
I'm like, in Chicago, they ain't gonna do that here.
They
They're just not gonna get there like that. They made it cool.
don't.
My bad. I was jumping because I was watching that yesterday. I was like, man, this crazy.
And then even them too, they started blackballing him in the industry, so he couldn't get connected with nobody. So they started like cutting up all his money, resources, and everything to that whole situation.
Right?
Big U.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the thing about that is so cold that our people is so stupid. Bro.
Yeah.
And it's not just you stupid, it's you so prideful and them box of rock, right? You go on a podcast, no jumper podcast, all of this stuff. They're lining you up, and you know they're lining you up. Adam 22.
Yeah.
You got Edomite right there,
Bro.
and he's hired. He already said it himself. I hire these people off the streets because I know they need a job, and I know there's a lot of gangbangers and gang members and all of this stuff. But hey, whatever they say on the show is not my problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you idiot,
And this
you
garden.
devil, exactly.
Right.
You know what you doing.
Garden.
You know what he's doing.
The snake
Right.
know what he's
You
doing.
know what he's
Right.
planting.
Set it all up, put the atmosphere, put the setting, have them all kick back, relax, and having a good time. And now they start to feel comfortable. Now they tell it.
I think he should be an accessory.
Get a little
Yeah.
high, get a little.
I
Yeah,
was
he probably
high,
could.
he ain't got locked up, and he did it.
And he
And
did.
it's your show.
Right.
Everything happened under your watch.
Yeah.
You were allowing people coming in there and confessing this stuff to you, basically.
Right.
If they're using it as evidence to convict them, then
Right.
they confessed it to you.
Exactly.
You didn't report it
Right.
unless you did.
Yeah.
What we doing here?
You know what they did though?
That's him
They
and Vlad. They
took out
both
the
the same
wallet.
way.
They kind of count out a few hundred. Like, yeah, thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
You know, well done, thank you, man.
No, it's what you they
You
both,
know?
bro. Them people informants, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Because like even the guy, what is his name? Woody. What's his name? Woody.
Yeah, yeah.
When you say he went on Vlad, anybody knows if you ever been in an interrogator or you've been with cops, they ask questions a certain way.
Yeah, and they ask them multiple times.
In a certain little crafty way. That's why you say, like, oh, as soon as I walked in Vlad office, I knew he was the Fed. He asked me one question. Because they ask you certain little questions to get certain information. It can't be a yes or no answer. They're trying to get certain key details or something because they already got something they think about you. And they want to connect some dots based off the questions they ask you.
Right.
And they building the case.
Insignificant.
Yeah.
Hey, he ain't asked me about the murder. He only asked me if I was at the gas station with the other people earlier today.
Earlier
You know what I'm
today.
saying? Something like that. And you're like, well, that can't. Yeah, no. That's the piece they needed
That's
to
the-
know.
Yeah.
Right.
You from that.
Right, literally.
Aha, there you go. That's the last piece. Put the last piece of the jigsaw.
Yeah, but he admitted it on this show right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? They couldn't see him on camera or something. They be, you know, they
Bro.
devils. Like you said, they devils.
They devils. Yeah.
See, I want to read this for the people who are not really hip to it, right? This is ABC7.com. It said alleged Crips leader, rap entrepreneur, Big U appears in DTLA courtroom. That's the title. Reading on, it says alleged Los Angeles gang leader and so-called rap godfather Eugene Henley Jr., known as Big U, was ordered to remain behind bars Thursday pending a detention hearing in federal court at the end of the month. Henley charged in a federal complaint alleging an array of racketeering crimes, including extortion, human trafficking, fraud, and the 2021 murder of an aspiring rap musician, surrendered to law enforcement Wednesday as investigators fanned out to find him. A magistrate judge ordered him to remain in federal custody at least until his detention hearing in downtown LA on March 31st. His arraignment was scheduled for April 8th. No plea was taken at Henley's initial court appearance Thursday.
So the thing about that, let me get Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 11.
Yeah.
Right? The bar was bringing out about this guy named Big U. Listen, a lot of you gangbangers, extortioners, that's what he was extortioner. Now, when he messed up at, you extorting, because he tried to be the replacement for this guy from Death Row. Suge Knight. Yeah, he tried to be the new Suge Knight.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing about you, that's the problem. You not even extorting the heathens. You extorting your people.
Your own people.
You bullying your people. You attacking, you destroying, you threatening, you killing, you murking, you murdering your people. And when it comes to that white boy, oh, nah, he good. Nah, don't touch him. So you scared of the white man. You more scared of harming the white man, but you'll kill your own people every day. Black and Hispanic, you'll kill him and shoot him every day. You'll shoot a young man and murder him that was living with you because he had a diss track against you.
Right.
And he was living with you, and you'll kill him and murder him and then show him as an example and throw his damn body in all throughout the streets. But you missed the big tough guy.
Mm-hmm.
Even the celebrities. You extorting the celebrities and all of that stuff, but it's only who? It's only black celebrities.
Exactly.
Black NBA players like Shaq and them. What about Steve Kerr? Why you don't check his pockets?
Right.
They're the owners.
Right. Why he ain't got to check in?
Right. Why he ain't got to check in? Right? And all this gang culture, all this oppressing, you being a gangbanger, you oppressing your people, that ain't cool. You don't get no space for that. You don't get no credit for that. Nehemiah, we gonna bring it out. Nehemiah spoke about stuff like that.
Right.
Right? Bring what you got.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 6 and verse number 11. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and that traveleth, and thy want as an armed man.
Right, like an armed man. Armed man, I want to rob you. Right? Your poverty gonna come because of the armed man that's gonna try to rob you. But how you gonna try to rob the children of Israel? We already had a lowest state. We already poor.
Right.
Why you don't go rob the white man? He got all the money. He got all the riches. He got all the contracts. Since you in LA, why you don't go rob Howard Stern?
Right.
Right? All these rich old damn Edomite, decrepit soul looking, grip creeping demon damn bastards, right? That got all these scenes. You know?
Verse 12, a naughty person and a wicked
person and a what?
And a wicked man,
right,
walketh with a froward mouth.
You see that? A naughty person and a wicked man walketh with a froward mouth. You talking all that hot stuff, you talking all that garbage. And you living with blood on your hands. Right? You know?
Verse 13, he winketh with his eyes.
He winketh with his eyes, but what?
And he speaketh with his feet.
And he speaketh with his feet. Crip walking, club walking, all this stuff, all these gang walks, right? You know?
He teacheth with his fingers.
And he teacheth with his fingers. He's throwing up all these gang signs with his hands. Right? They're talking about the PG, PD, TD, all of this stuff, Blood, Crip, and all these different gangbangers and all of that stuff. And the thing with him, with Big U, is crazy. Bro, you got a non-profit organization. You're already making money. You're already making it big. You helping the community, your organization, but then you're also behind the scenes extorting the people. Changing up the tax writing, all of this stuff, and all this information. The government give you money, anything you gonna help you people, you taking the money for yourself. And you've been doing it for more than 10 years. So you already got a company, you already getting help from the government, and you robbing your people. Nigga, what more do you want?
He want it all.
He want it all.
See that? Them MCU villain.
Yeah.
Kingpin.
Right.
All right.
And he try to be Suge Knight. He try to be the new Suge Knight. He want it all. You know?
That's kind. Verse 14. Frowardness is in his heart. He devises mischief continually.
You see that? You scheming on your own people, man. And you think Esau, the FBI is on you, bro. The FBI, they never miss. Some people talk about the Gotti case. That's something different. Gotti is with them as well, too. He's one of them. But the FBI in total, they never miss. Before they get you, they already know you selling drugs. They already know you killing this person. They already know you robbing this person, extorting everything. They even show it in the TV show Snowfall. Have y'all seen that TV show?
They giving you
the information and the breakdown, the system they set up in the blueprint to put you in the situation you in today.
As I'm saying, even with that one's like, I know you selling the drugs because damn it, you getting them from us.
Exactly.
So when it's time to come get you down, you know I know everything.
Right.
You talking about, yeah, I got all this power. You getting the gun. I got a gun now here and there. I wish you would try to check me, bro. You got the gun from us. We brought it into your neighborhood. And we use a weapon for you to kill each other because that's our way of what? Setting up a system for depopulation control. What was that movie where they had the brother in the jail cell? And right next to him was the KKK dude, the Edomite. And he said, man, I love niggas like you. He said, what? Call me this? That? He said, oh, no. You one of us. He said, what? Yeah. You kill black people as much as us. Matter of fact, you do it more than us. You one of us now.
Right.
That's the Edomite say that. KKK say that. And Esau is showing how these shows. Snowfall. Right? Talk about Franklin. In the beginning of the show, what happened? He started selling drugs here and there, this and that, and then it went up. It lowered up. Started selling coke, all of this stuff. They had Northern Kingdom come in. Colombia, Spain, all of these different countries, right? Bringing in the drugs. You have people in Mexico. They even got the TV show Narcos with Pablo Gaviria Escobar, right? And they show you, they build up these people, these kingpins, and then they use them and abuse them and do what they can to cause discord. And then once they don't need them, they destroy them and bring somebody else as a replacement. People talking about the cartel, the Sicario. The Sicario, like we say in English, Sicari. But who's the one that formed that? It's Esau, the government. So now what happened? You a big gangster, killer, murderer, this and that, and all of that. You oppressing your people. You a big, but bro, you being funded by the feds.
Right.
A lot of these gangbangers, what happened? They get to that top, guess what? They created a network. They got too many workers, too many soldiers, pushing too many of the products. And all people is eating it up. They put in all these different shows, and you're starting to become what? Desensitized to it. Not just that, you start to glorify it. And now you want to be that person. Why are you destroying your people? You know? And if you a drug dealer, you a sorcerer.
Yeah.
I don't think people know that. You a drug dealer, you a warlock. Because even with the word pharmacy, it ties into pharmakia. Yeah, you look it up, it ties into what? Sorcery. So you pushing that weed, you pushing that drug and all of that stuff, and you have people smoking it. Yeah, you a warlock. You a wizard. Right? You know?
Verse 15. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly.
And that's what happened to him. Big U out of nowhere, they got the dudes on the show, and guess what? You an enemy of Whack 100 too. Yeah, he a sellout too.
Mm-hmm.
He a big sellout.
Right.
Bro, you talk about a cop or a promotion. They got to call him Officer 100, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Because he lining niggas up. And the dudes that he hate, he telling them off rip he hate them. He lining them up. He ain't ashamed of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Setting his own people up on the show. Yeah, Adam, yeah, man. And he going at Captain Cesare from ISUPK trying to sun him every damn time, speaking bad against the Israelites every time. But then when you wanna use the information of the Israelite to combat these heathens, yeah, I know, yeah. You know Drake and all of them, yeah. I heard, Numbers chapter 1, your father got to be from the sea line of that, quote unquote. So now you want to use the Israelites teaching. But on one hand, you taking crap on the Israelites, and then on the other hand, you want to use our edification and teaching to defend yourself against the heathen.
100% seal.
Right.
That's what 100.
Right.
That 100 mean.
That's that 100.
You gonna tell on you 100%.
Right.
It's like
100%.
It's like a double-minded man, unstable on his way.
But then also look what's crazy. They're using the Israelites for your promotion. At the same time, still pushing that lifestyle, gangster lifestyle, while selling out your own people.
Oh, that's also on that Sirach too. That's how your friend is using you for a time.
Yeah, Sirach 6 and Sirach chapter 12.
I think verse 20.
Yeah.
This uses you for their own gain.
Right.
But really
Sirach
got that
6,
envy in their heart, bro. They don't care for you.
And what happened? Adam 22. So you go on the show, Whack 100 go on the show, fucking down against the Israelites,
Right.
disrespecting them, and then you giving credit to the white man while bringing your black brothers and sisters around him in his show and setting them up to be all lined up for the fence.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it's crazy because Black 100 talked about it. He said, why? They asked him, why do you hate Big U? Like, what happened? Come to find out, he had some history. Black 100 had an office in New York, a business that he was dealing with Edomites. He had a contract with them. But guess what happened? Big U tried to snake him. And he was on the phone with Suge Knight, basically talking about take the contract that Whack 100 got and give it to Big U. So now what's going on? You can't trust each other. There's no honor among thieves. Y'all all moving wicked.
Right.
There's no honor among you.
And it don't even matter. Like for most cases, it don't even matter to Esau if it's against your own people. It's just the potential of it possibly being raised up against him.
Right.
That's why he put you away. You know.
But
That's something.
yeah, no, that's the precept I'm looking for in regards to this Sirach 13 and verse 4. If thou be for a prophet, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. That's the whole story. Like,
And what happens? Look, Esau, man. Once he got to come in amongst us to learn our system. You need to learn our ways, our inventions, how we do things. You know how many brothers I spoke to and come to find out, for example, I was in Detroit. It was me and Penuel from HOI Detroit, right? We was working on some vans and all of that stuff. We pulled up to one of the places, I think it was like an Amazon place, right? To drop one of the trucks. A brother meet us there to pick up the trucks. And he's like, hey, so you the owner manager of this place? He's like, yeah. I was like, hey, okay. You know, let you know you're an Israelite, all of that stuff. And he's like, okay. And they was like, man, how long you been working here? He said, man, I've been here damn near for 30 years. I was here when the company started. Black man.
Mm.
So he was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, I own 7 other ones and all of that stuff. He was like, all right, 7 different cities and all of that. So then we asked him, like, man, it's crazy, man. So you own all of this? You operate all? He's like, yeah. He said, matter of fact, I was one of the first ones to create the blueprint for the company.
Mm.
He said, wait, what?
Mm.
He said, yeah.
Mm.
I was the guy that helped create the blueprint format for the company 30 years ago. I did it so good that they took my blueprint and copied it and brought it to other cities. I was a one-man team. He was like, what? He was like, yeah. And that's how you know that we are the Israelites, bro. Because Jake, when Jake is put in a position of power to actually govern and organize and let him do his thing,
He can single-handedly create a whole infrastructure.
yeah. You see what I'm saying? Why? Why can we do that? Because we are the kings of the earth. We are the gods of the earth. We are the priests of the Lord. We can do that. It's already in our gifts and our talents. But who's always around us, watching us, hawking us all around like a damn eagle? Look at the DEI situation. They talking about us getting fired, but guess what? Esau finished too. Because who's the one that's in these different jobs? That's the one that's teaching the people, teaching the Edomites how to do this position, this job. It's us.
It's us. I definitely experienced that before. But doing a little job recruiting athletes. They used to bring in Edomites, new hires to come sit by me to learn how I'm kind of talking and pitching to people and learning the lingo and stuff I'm doing, and then they'll promote them.
That's crazy.
Like, bro, that was crazy. I'm like, I'm like, no, I wasn't gonna talk about it, but I'm like, I'm somebody sitting power. They come in and sit they desk right next to mine. Then next thing I know, I hear me and them talking. Like I hear me, you know what I'm saying, the way I'm saying stuff, and them like, okay. And then next thing you know, they'll get promoted. But yeah, that's part. Bro, let's go. Hold on. Verse number 5, 13. Say right, 13 and verse number 5. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear and will not be sorry for it. Use you, they'll take everything.
Yeah, he's getting what he need to get from you, your ideas, your thoughts, your patterns, and all of that stuff.
All that.
Your creativity, the blueprint, everything, how you set up a system. Once he get what he needs from us, leaves us high and dry, and then he act like he did it.
And not even be sorry for it.
Right.
So even like the brother, they probably took his idea, opened up other places, and kind of brought it back to him, like, yeah, this is what we're doing now. Like, what?
Right. And I'm telling you, me and Faye was talking like, you couldn't believe it. He said he was a one-man team. And the Edomites, I was looking at them, they couldn't understand how the hell this one man is able to organize all of this and keep it like a damn well-oiled machine, like just flowing. Everything was just flowing. The whole company, machines, and this and that, all of this stuff, the manufacturing, the fans, he had everything flowing. And they couldn't believe it. It's like that movie with the 3 sisters. That built like the rocket to the moon type of stuff.
Oh, you talking about Hidden Figures?
Yeah, hit it. Yeah.
Hidden Figures. Yeah, Hidden Figures, yeah.
Remember the sisters? They coming in.
With Taraji.
What Taraji is, Hidden
Taraji,
Figures.
yes. They coming in, and Esau is like, all right, so we're just going to calculate this for the equations, for the over Celsius and all that. We're going to extravagate it to the moon. And she looking like, what the hell is y'all doing? No, that's not. No, right all of that, right. That's how you go, this and that. They look, ain't no way.
Didn't even have a bathroom.
Right. She had to run all the way
1.5 miles,
literally,
to another building
and come back again. Right. And they had, was it like 2 or 3 of them?
3 of them. It's 3 of them. Yeah, that was over different departments.
Right. And they came in, and guess what? Each one led each department it was in.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because of what the one black, that's when they came with the IBM, the machines out of that. It's like, how you doing? We created a machine because of that. We want you to run it. Maybe you don't even understand it. Like, that's crazy, yeah.
Right.
But then when you hear about who get the credit, None of them sisters in there involved.
Right.
You'll never hear them day in life. You'll never see their faces. Nothing.
Precept real quick. Right. This book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse number 12.
Bring it out.
Right. Set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou hast at thy Salakia, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So basically, don't sit these people next to you, right? Don't be friends with them, because once they become friends with you, they'll rise up and take your place, right? They'll replace you. You wondering why you doing all of this work. You got boxes and boxes and boxes full of paperwork that you got to do, and you finish it flawlessly. Meanwhile, he over there in his cubicle, right? Esau clipping his toenails, but he gets your reward for all the work that you do. You know, don't let him be your best friend. Don't sit him next to you or nothing, because he'll take your spot. He'll take all your credit, literally.
And that's what he want to do. Go ahead.
He tries to hide your credit, right? Because if he were to let it go out throughout the whole world, more and more of our own people will rise up and show their talents.
Right.
The next thing you know, Esau, the so-called white man's economy has crashed. It's over with. There's no profession that he could do that we can't. That we do everything better. He know that. But as long as he keep it on the DL, the down low, that we did it all, he could do whatever he want to do. He wants to be made the smart guy.
Right. So like y'all was saying, he built machines to do the work that you do mentally, right? Like even the calculator. They teach you wrong how to do percent. They teach you the long way how to do, like, say, percentages in school on purpose, so that you could lean on their calculators and everything. I shared that thing on Facebook. I'm like, wow. So you mean to tell me I had to show my work on paper for no reason when I could have just multiplied this by this to get that percentage? I was pissed off, man.
Yeah.
Because I've been in school for no reason. I've been in school not really to learn, but to be hindered. Like, and that's what you get. I forgot the man name who said that in regards to the economy, he doesn't want a nation full of workers. I mean, a nation full of thinkers. He want a nation full of workers.
That's the wrong side. That's why school system.
Yeah.
You know, said about that's why school system was created the way it is, because I want a nation for the workers and not thinkers.
Right.
Because again, that's why you learn nothing about finances, money, or how to grow stocks. You learn nothing that beneficial or could be self-started in school.
Right.
Everything is dependence. You learn dependency. How to learn something to go depend on something that's already working. It's already built.
Just think about it.
You don't learn to start,
right? Just think about it as a child in school. You do the work. You'll do a math problem a different way than the teacher teaches you. Right? You get the same answer, but they mark the answer wrong. Yeah. What you mean? My answer right. What you mean? You know, that's all a part of hindering you. You can never get the same education that Esau gets up in the school. You will never get that. It don't matter if you go to it don't matter if you go to day schools or not, because they're being hindered as well. Right. I got to hinder all of them to hinder especially these people. Because even if I don't hinder my own people, but I hinder them, it's like, they can possibly come over here to my schools and still learn. And before you know it, we got a school full of Negroes in what's supposed to be an all-white school. You know? Yeah.
And they don't want you to be able to think. I was like, don't be, because that's why they want to teach you to be a robot. That's what school is. It's about robot. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Half the stuff you've been learning, you're never going to use.
Right.
Like,
I can't even make an excuse to use y equals mx plus b. Why? I don't have no. I can't even make an excuse.
You see what I'm saying?
They had us studying pi, right? They crazy.
3.14159265355. Why do I need to know that?
You're never gonna use that ever.
When am I ever gonna multiply pi?
So that's what I'm saying. It's like,
am I ever gonna want?
Even with the reading and learning the plot summary, but see, most of it again, it's indoctrination. It's trying to get you to become that robot. Like, he's only going to stamp you if you become a great robot in his system.
Right.
So that's why that's why even most time what I know is with our boys, they dumb them down. Like boys have energy. Boys learn with getting up, moving, doing different things. Then the man of death is hindering them. It's killing them.
Yeah.
That kills them. That's why they kill, they drive, and make them. And then the guy that's kind of thinking of going up, oh no, you go to ED, or you got an IEP now, or you got no, them kids is not crazy, bro. They just don't learn in this system like this. This ain't for them.
All right,
You dumb them down. Because when you think about it, bro, if you look at the similarities from a damn school and jail, it's real simple.
Same thing.
right.
That's exactly.
It's the same thing.
I heard a Moabite said he made a good point. He said men are hunters, women are more gatherers. That's why if a woman send a man inside of a room, like, honey, give me my whatever, my green pair of socks. He up in that thing for hours looking for them socks. You know what I'm saying? But she come over, oh, it's right here. You know, that's just the way that she's made up. You know what I'm saying? But you send a man into a field, man, to go and hunt. He sees everything that's moving down to the ant.
Right.
He catch a damn fly with a chopstick. You know what I'm saying? That's just how he's built. Just two different builds, you know. But they try to put you inside of one build, have you at a cubicle.
It's crazy that even in Esau's statistics, right, it's more women in school than men. Right, women will go to school, right? You know, I say 95% of women go to school to be a nurse. All right. Well, men are not really going to school no more because they got other ideas. They got other things that they could actually make and try to, you know, push out to the world. So even Esau, no, like that goes back to what I was saying, was when you just can't set a man or even a boy inside of a classroom and expect him to sit there. Right? He needs to do something. He needs to move around.
They're mainly hands-on workers. Right? That's why most men are in the field of carpentry, plumbing, right? Police officers, security.
Yeah. But you know,
the military. Come on now. That's why even the criteria for the military is different for men versus women. Women got to do what? 15 push-ups. That's they record high.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
You know, meanwhile, the men got to bust out 75 to 100. You know, run 3 miles. The women run 10 laps, you know, around the swimming pool. You know, it's just different.
It's crazy that all those jobs that you just named off, you don't have to go to school for. You can learn. There's something called mentors. Mentors, they 9 out of 10 times already did the work for you. They just gonna put you on game book without you going to school. So the only reason that, you know, the older generation, it was, oh, you gotta go to school. That was really just to set you up to just work for the white man. Because every profession that they teach you in school, you can learn off the streets. 10 times better, right? And be 10 times stronger in all that knowledge that Esau will try to give you. You'll be better than that. But they'll just try to throw you in school because now you'll go to school, get that degree, and what you're going to take that certificate to? You're going to take that right to Esau's warehouse. You're going to take it to his hospital. You're going to take it to his whatever, man.
Yeah.
And you're going to try to work for him for the rest of your life.
Because you working to get the degree, but you don't know how to start the business.
Right.
You're never taught how to start and run the business. You see what I'm saying? How to get a DUNS number, how to make sure you stay in good standings, how to file business taxes, how to do those things. So again, they're only teaching you how to become a worker. You see what I'm saying? And never be able to be to own. So you're taking all these degrees because that's also a thing, and it goes into that book, 48 Hours of Power. Like you're supposed to hire smarter than you. And that's what they use in the college students for. I'm a darn owner, but I'm going to hire you because you're smart at doing this. So you're going to run the company, basically. But it's my company.
Right. You overqualified nowadays. So now they don't even want people that's smarter than you.
That's disrespect.
You overqualified.
Oh, yeah,
you too smart. You might take my position.
I heard that coming out of college. Like, bro, what the hell does that mean? I'm overqualified. saw it, read the description and applied for it.
Right.
So how
You say you overqualified. Think about it. That's real disrespectful. You saying I'm overqualified?
yeah.
See?
Oh, this brother got a different ringtone. That's
All
crazy.
praise, man.
Got the all praise to you.
I don't sound on a ringtone. You know what I'm saying? All praises, man. They don't teach that in school. They don't teach those skills in school.
Let's see that. And you know it's crazy. Even going to business school.
Nope.
God.
Nope.
Literally,
Nope.
I majored in business. Didn't teach me a damn thing. I'm in business to open a business, and that's not what they teach me about.
No.
So now you got to go into entrepreneurship. Some people don't even know how to spell entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? Why do you put this big ass grandiose name over something that means literally how to open a business and put entrepreneurship up in it, man? You know what I'm saying?
No, for real, man.
So they got to change it to some. You go to business school, right? Or you trying to open up a business. So what? You go to business school. You don't learn how to open up a business in business school. So what happened? You rather learn how to deal with somebody else's business, not how to open your own. Business administration, that's not dealing with your own business. That's dealing with somebody else's business. That's administering somebody else's established business already, but I'm trying to learn how to establish a business. And you don't teach that up in business school. So you now, in order to learn how to open up a business, you need to transfer from business school to entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship classes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they set up this whole ring, right? And it all comes back to Esau.
Right.
Every single time. There's no way out.
It don't get
Back to the devil.
right. Every single time. He know what he's doing. Like
Right.
Esau, he's smart. Like he's not a dumb guy.
You
Right?
know
We
what
came from the same Lord. So
Right.
you're telling me that he gonna be that weak? We stronger than him in all things. But we're not gonna act like he's stupid. He's smart.
You know what that's teaching by default though?
He dumb.
The only way that you
Right.
Innocent.
He is though.
He dumb.
Innocent.
That's the Lord.
Right.
That's the Lord because we're in captivity.
I know
That man dumb.
You know what
So
that
he dumb,
circle is teaching
we
them?
dumber.
Yeah, we ain't keeping the commandments. So look who we under. We under a caveman. Like we under somebody walking on the way. Because I think that's the Lord way. Like I got you under people that be walking on all fours. You under them.
And now you want to walk on all fours.
Right, like you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, Esau dumb. Cause you ever been around, bro? They dumb.
Nah, they
I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna lie, they really are dumb. No lie.
They dumb. They dirty. Like they don't. Like they is, bro. So it's like he didn't come up with this strategy. It's the Lord.
That's the Lord.
But that circle that Dayalo was talking about, how it goes right back to Esau.
Yeah.
You know what that's teaching them? The only way that you will ever make it is if you serve me, right? With all your heart and with all your soul. That's how he's trying to usurp the Lord. Because we're supposed to be serving the Lord with all our hearts and with all our souls, man. But because we didn't, what happened? Oppression, slavery, scattered abroad, turned from a great multitude into a minority. You know what I'm saying? In all the places that we were scattered. Literally. So they literally teaching us, in order to make it in this society, serve the Lord your God.
Esau.
With all your heart and with all your soul. I am your way. I am your religion.
Yeah,
You see that?
yeah, no, and that just ties to everything we were talking about with the school system, but even what Cap used to open up, how your people steady having that evil eye towards each other, backbite each other, going on Esau shows to damn near incriminate you or your brothers.
How is that not federal? Like, you see, your own brother asked you a question on how to basically, like, how to make it in your line of your life, right? You say, I can't tell you, that's federal. But you go basically on national TV.
Right. Recorded live.
And Vlad asks you the same thing, just with different words, and you spill the beans. You spill the beans. He don't even got to interrogate you. All you need is a Big Mac.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
even
with all them shit, like you can tell us the top too, like, bro, how you ain't researched or asked me nothing about my career. Hey man, what about the last album? What inspired you to do that? Nothing. You asked about so that one incident that you got in there allegedly said you're doing this. Can you talk about that?
That's
What the hell? I got like, right. But why are you researching that?
Their favorite question is, how was your upbringing?
So now I can see
you skip your whole upbringing and you go straight to the streets. I remember I was with Lil Pookie and
so yeah, let's talk about that more.
Lil Pookie, is that like your cousin, your brother?
So Lil Pookie, that's AKA John. That's John, right? Like you connecting all dots, bro, and it's like
John. I ain't tell you about no John.
Right? How do you even do that?
Let me just
fix this wire.
And Esau got some little spirits up on his side, them left hand spirits. Y'all ever seen them videos? Yeah, man. You ever seen the videos where Esau come up, he'll be like, think of a name up in your head. And then he say the name that they were thinking about, and they be surprised. Yeah. Yeah. You don't even need to snitch no more.
David Blaine. You see David Blaine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A long time ago. I haven't heard of David the magician.
Yeah, that bro.
No, he crazy. Like he'll tell you, he'll be like, think of a if you came in, if your friend came into this room right now that you haven't seen in a long time, right? And just say their name. He'll write it down on somebody else's hand, right? And he'll be like, say the name. And it's somebody that you'll be surprised to see, like you haven't seen or talked to in a long time. And the whole time he just damn near read your mind. But we already know that Esau got everything we got on the right hand side, Esau got on the left side. We go back to the story of Moses, man. Right? When Aaron had to throw out,
they fell down too.
Exactly. They did the same thing. So it's a right hand, left hand side deal right here.
But think about that. That's dumb. They're the hands of the Pharaoh.
Right.
Exodus is the second book of the Bible. Off rip is showing you the magicians in the war between the righteous and the wicked. Moses and Aaron teaming up on the right hand side, the staff that they had, against the Magi's of Pharaoh on the left hand side. It was 2 verses 2.
War in heaven.
War in heaven, right? Remember, the Lord said in the beginning, I'm going to declare the end from the beginning.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what's going to happen in the end, all throughout the beginning. Even in that. And what happened? Magi's come in with their curses and spells. Moses and Aaron comes in.
By the power of the Lord.
Right. But what the brother said,
by the spirit
of the
Yahweh, get your ass up and fight.
Get up and fight. And that's just in the beginning. But what is it also showing you? With the righteous and the wicked, the war, right? It's not just the nation of Israel versus Esau. No, it's a spirit. Because let me get numbers, Nehemiah chapter 5 and verse 1. It's a spirit. Because even within Israel, there's the righteous and there's the wicked. Right? Even within the world, there's the righteous and there's the wicked.
I was just explaining this to a sister yesterday. Right? Same sister. We all talk. We talk and have great conversations, right? Now, she asked a question about give me things that is worth it to get married within the nation, because the nation looking crazy right now. So she talk about financial things and even how some women, they feel stuck and this and that. And I had to list out the things that is beneficial, a real deal, truth living Israelite. You have a lifelong partner. You know what I'm saying? You have that, but both got to be on one accord, right? I'm bringing this out because I had to tell her that everything is not what it seems all the time, especially when you're going according to your own mind and you're not using the Bible as a checklist for what to look for. So I referenced the garden, man, right, with the fruit that they was not supposed to eat, Adam and Eve. But Genesis 3 and 6, I believe it said that the fruit was appealing to the eye.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was desirous to look at. A lot of the times Without the Bible, you cannot decipher what a good fruit. I bet you that fruit was polished. Some people take it as an actual fruit. I'll walk with them right there on that. But they see it as it's glittering, but it's really the apple from damn Snow White. It's poisonous. It's rotten on the inside. They got a worm up in it, but it's glistening. And they ate of that fruit and they was defiled therewith, right? But say for something like a cactus looks harmful, right? And the prickly pear looks poisonous. But inside of the prickly pear is sweet as a melon. So everything is not what it seems. You have to use the Bible as a checklist to check off righteousness and wickedness, man. Literally. Because I tell a lot of people Christ didn't look like a king. That's Isaiah chapter 53 and verse number 2. You know, but he is the king nonetheless, with much wisdom, greater than Solomon.
No, I don't know we're gonna bring out the precept, but that also just even that same example goes to just think about celebrities.
Yeah,
they life look great until you got to sign up and be a part of it, and you get the ins and outs because they only show you the glitz and glamour. I was thinking about even with in the garden, like they over there teeing up, they look good,
right?
They like they're party, like it looks good. Come over here. Until now you get a piece of it, and you go over there, it's like, oh, this is not.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I'm telling you,
what I thought I saw, this is not it.
It looked lit going on tours until you figure out that those niggas. All right, Juice WRLD popped the pill, killed himself. Right, popped multiple pills, killed himself. Right, the industry is literally it's miserable. He looked teed up on that stage, but that Negro, for one thing, he don't got no voice. His voice is finished. He lip singing, and he tired as hell. He want to go home. That's why everybody canceling their shows back to back. Yeah, they full of it, man. Like they
and you realize he's ain't nothing but a slave.
Exactly.
Because you're going, because especially you signing them 360 deals, you going on tour. Half of that money is getting. Your money gonna get touched 3-4 times when you even get paid.
Exactly.
And you can't go live a so-called normal life no more because you're so-called famous.
Exactly.
So you can't go. Like when we bring out up in the cut. You can't sit up in the cut. You can't go to the local Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. No. So you got to go continue to live this just to even make ends meet.
You thought you wanted to be famous, but the natural Jacob up in you is a plain man dwelling in tents. You don't want to be outside. Esau's the man of the field. He wants to be famous,
and it's like,
but he don't like. And he likes the attention, but he naturally can't get it. I don't see people crowding around Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody give a damn about Elon Musk. You know, he doesn't amaze the people in no way, shape, form, or fashion. He just got money. Yeah.
So you thinking that celebrity life looks so good when you seeing those little spurts, those little moments. But when you get in tune and in this, oh no.
Anything that glitter ain't gold.
Ain't gold. Grass ain't always green on the other side. The old sayings is real. So like you said, even like we see stuff, we think like, oh man, it looks so bad over there. And it's no,
right.
It ain't.
And I brought that up for a point, and I forgot that point, but it was going back to his point.
No, you brought that up on point. Yeah,
right, we on point.
Because you even talking about you was talking to the sister in regards to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then even with that saying too, it's just like Israel going like it ain't though. Like we good as a nation. Because when did something not happen in anything, bro? You've been in the world, all the damn pastors went up, you still went to church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you still did. People want to say, oh man, Israel looking bad. It ain't, bro. Like you get bro, it's normal. It's normal, but you're gonna have some people gonna slip, fall, have to get back up, or you're gonna go through some trials and tribulations. It's just what we do is magnified.
Right.
So high. You know what I'm saying?
That being up in the truth was a cakewalk, and that it don't come with nothing and everybody's perfect. No, Israel's a work in progress. You forget that.
And you don't
get to have kingdom aspects in a captivity. We're not up in that kingdom.
And if you don't think it's gonna turn up more because you striving for that, then you hey man, you getting yourself.
Don't 2 Ezra chapter 5 and verse number 2 say that iniquity shall increase in the last days?
Yeah, it just started.
So
Measures 14.
Everybody up in the truth kind of think of just teaching outside and feast days. No, being up in the body of Israel, the nation of Israel, it comes with a lot of politics. It comes with a lot of nation building, and even more for yourself and for your brother who you lay with, character building above all. you know, so that you can be right for the Most High. But people just think that everybody's just made like they got the delusion of the fullness of the new covenant.
Right.
The law's not written up in nobody inward parts right now.
And it's
People still go off. Everybody's still a work in progress. When we are fully up underneath that new covenant, like fully, then right, we're gonna be in a body that is not subject to sin.
And see, that goes with just trying to blend the world with the truth. So you wanna have in Israel, you wanna create a pastor like in the world, somebody that you like, that you walk like. No, bro, we still men. We still people still striving. Like so, we're gonna mess up. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something's gonna happen. So you want to have it like a pastor. You want to put somebody on some pedestal instead of just taking your own damn walk.
Right.
And you striving for it, like you trying to blend those worldly things, like or blend a worldly leader and think like, okay, one man gonna lead the whole Israel. No, bro. It's gonna be multiple leaders, bro. It's gonna be multiple things.
For real, Salaki.
Go ahead, King.
I'm telling you, bro. People that's complaining about Israel, Israelites, all of this stuff, man, the nation looking bad. I don't know what we're gonna do. Woe is me, bro. I don't think you really read the Bible
At all.
You didn't
at all. Because if you would have read the Bible, you would know the stuff that's going in Israel right now. It happened already in the Bible.
The thing that is
Literally,
that
right.
The thing that
Ecclesiastes.
is, yeah, man.
I always tell people read about the 7 churches.
Mhm.
Read Revelation chapter 2
I
and
just
Revelation
talked about
chapter 3.
Yeah, I just talked about it.
All 7 churches, none of them were the same.
Mhm.
What had them unified was keeping the laws and the belief they had in Yahweh. That's what had all 7 churches unified. But even their doctrines. And Paul was speaking all the different churches. He had to deal with, it's like dealing with 7 different kids of yours. Everybody ain't got the same personality.
Right.
Everybody ain't got the same gifts and talents. Anybody's favorite weapon ain't gonna be a gun or a sword or a dagger, whatever. Everybody got their own unique style. Those were the 7 churches. And even each church had an archangel over them. Literally. So you might look at this one church, they wicked as hell. But hold on, they got an archangel with them. What the fuck? The hell are you doing? You about to kill them? No, the Lord put the spirit on them for that specific church to use specific style and weapon and teaching and how to address certain people to bring them in. Right. All 7 churches, they all got a different personality, this style, whatever. But what unites them is the laws and the commandments and of Yahweh.
Right.
That's literally what unites them. But they all have a different style and personality. I was looking up again. Me and Ray was doing some study, looking up again with the different sects, right? Like in Maccabees, when they talk about the Assyrians, right? In the New Testament, when they talk about the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all these different sects. The Sadducees, we got to look it up again. It says they were high class, but they were high class. And people got to understand in Israel, there was 3 different classes: low class, mid class, and high class, or rich class. Even the sacrifice that Israel made in the book of Leviticus, the Lord said you got to make a sacrifice according to what you're able to make as a sacrifice. Pertaining to what? Your income, and your class, and your resources.
Even in regards to the feast days, it tells you to bring as you are able.
As you're able, right.
That means according to your class.
According to what you can be able to provide, right. And nobody's all going to be the same. So what happens? If you're of a low class, and that's poor, that's all you can be able to sacrifice, bring a dove. Or bring a pigeon, bring a flock pertaining to like a dove or a pigeon, right? If you're a mid-class and middle class, income and resources and everything, bring a lamb or bring a goat. If you're of a high class, rich, and all of this stuff, bring an ox or bring a bull. So that's 3 classes. But each class got to bring what they can bring pertaining to their class and their finances. So pertaining to the Sadducees, yeah, high class, rich, and aristocrat, right? Nobility, high class, right? But guess what? They didn't believe in the resurrection. They didn't believe in angels and demons. They didn't believe in none of that. They didn't believe in no spirits and none of that. They just kept strictly to the law. That's it. What is that? Modern times like right now? On T only. They didn't believe in Yahweh. They They didn't believe in no resurrection. Imagine how they must have felt when they see Yahweh Shai get resurrected. That's the Sadducees. You see what
They all said,
hold on now.
I could have sworn he was up in the two.
Right.
You
That's
know?
exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't believe in none of that, but they was rich, high class. The Pharisees. They were mid class. The Pharisees.
Right.
But they believed in all things. The laws of Moses, the angels and the demons and the spirits and all that stuff. They believed in a Messiah. Yes, the Pharisees believed in a Messiah. But what was the problem for the Pharisees? They didn't realize the Messiah was
Right there. Right there. He's already here.
That was the problem.
They couldn't accept Yahweh.
Yeah.
Because everybody think that when it comes to these scriptures, it's not in their time.
Right.
Everybody thinks that Yahweh might not crack the sky in our time. No, he might very well. You see, prophecy is rolling out quick. It's water in the Sahara deserts.
God.
There's water coming up from the sand. The Euphrates River is nothing but grass.
Right. Yeah.
Prophecy is rolling at an enormous rate. There was just a whole briefing, literally, on because it was a YouTube video this morning, pertaining to the news, and it said Donald Trump America declares war on Iran? Question mark.
Mm.
Oh, it's finna go down.
Mm-hmm.
During that war, what's gonna happen, man? They crack the sky, and they all turn their attention towards them. And they all join forces like Voltron. You know?
They even put it in the movies. Esau, not stupid. That's why it's got the spiritual eyes to see. The Avengers.
Yeah.
Thanos. Who's Thanos? That's Yahweh.
Right.
The Avengers. That's all. They built up all the movies, man. Yeah, they literally built up Captain America, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Hulk, and then lo and behold, Black Panther comes in, right? And then they all come together, Thor as well too, and they form the Avengers. So now they say we're gonna fight against aliens and people from outer space, galaxies, and all of this stuff. That's what they was formed for in the beginning.
Yeah, they all come from the space. All the so-called enemies, whatever.
But who was they waiting for? Thanos. So now the Avengers, Infinity Wars. What's the Infinity War? What's the war? Like in Exodus 17 and 15. The Lord said he shall have war against Amalek.
Forever.
Yeah. What is that war that they're talking about? Infinity War. Jacob versus Esau. The righteous versus the wicked. Us versus the other nations.
Thanos' thing was he coming to put it all to an end.
Right. 2/3 done.
He's snapping away half of the population so that everybody can have resources. But they put him as a bad guy.
Right.
But then all hell broke loose when everybody got snapped back though.
Yeah.
They was mad at him. Everybody done got insurance money.
Oh yeah, here we have everything planned and lined up.
Yeah, man, they done got their insurance money, and then when they come back, none of their money up in their bank account no more after 5 years.
Literally,
you know.
Remember the families? Some of the superheroes, their families, they were like, "I didn't think you would come back."
You know?
They gave up on them, moved on in life, and all that stuff.
Everything.
I didn't know you would come back. Yeah, Edomite ready to cheat on her husband.
Right.
Ready to have a side dude on the side the whole time.
And it's his best friend.
Right, literally. And then he's looking and he's like, wait.
You know what that's representing to? The resurrection.
Yeah, Thanos. He really was snapping in 2/3.
More than half.
You know, it's really more than half.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 2/3 was gone. So they just said half. But yeah, they put it right in our face, man.
Oh yeah, get Nehemiah 5. You was talking about the resources and everything, right? We're gonna tie right back. We talking about that big university. Black 100, they literally got him on a podcast. Adam 22 is right there, and he's stepping back, and all you so-called blacks and Hispanics is coming in, while the Edomite is stepping back and letting you set up the set in the arena, all of that. Y'all selling each other out.
Right.
He just watching. He just making money, views, millions of views, and all of this stuff. Y'all just killing each other.
Like a wall, like it's like y'all keep going.
Yeah.
Cause now it's gonna be a next group. It's gonna be a new group that's gonna come on and say next. Damn, you learn?
Whose show are they empowering? The Edomite show.
The Edomite show.
So even in you coming in for the show and representing all of this stuff in the interviews, you talking about your reputation, all of this stuff. Yeah, but you wouldn't go to a black man show and try to support that. You wouldn't come to a black man show talking about some positivity, man. We got to come together and do this and that. But you'll go to the Edomite show, build up his platform while throwing your brothers and sisters right under the bus. And he's using you. And then you got sellout CUs, know what's going on, and they working with him. Right? Nehemiah chapter 5, verse 1.
And that's Nehemiah chapter 5 and verse number 1. And there was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their brethren and the brethren, the Jews.
Right. It said it was a great cry of the people and of their wives against their own people, the Jews. Right. And speaking of their wives, was it Adam 22 with the white swap thing?
Mm-hmm. With whack. We have whack.
With what?
Call them whack.
Right. And then Adam 22 get mad because you had some young ass YN and Jake's on the show, and they set him up. He's like, yeah, so you gonna come on the show? You gonna talk about that situation? They said, yeah. He flew them all the way over there and all of that stuff. And next thing what happened? They started asking Jake about these questions. They said, nah, we don't know what you're talking about. You see that, right? Yeah. He said, nah, we don't know what y'all talking about.
Well,
yeah.
we don't even know.
Yeah, we don't even know him. But yeah, you know, we do want to check your chick out. We want to check your wife, you know, we can hit this and that. And he get mad as hell. Like, wait, you talking about my wife and all that? What you mean you get mad talking about we talking about your wife? You already promoting your wife to everybody.
Yeah, you was talking about the wives that we know of.
Right. So the young Jake, they're like, yeah, we want to get with your wife and all that stuff. Right? You know?
Like, that reminds me of an episode of Martin. Tommy got whooped by a midget. Right?
The midget, yeah.
And at the end, man, Tommy like, man, it's not even that serious of a woman. And the midget like, since we all friends now, he gonna say to Martin, can I have some of your candy? Gonna point at Jim, right? And he back at it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the YNs did, man.
Yeah.
Let's see that. But reading on, verse number 2. For there were that said, we, our sons and our daughters, are many. Therefore, we take up corn for them, that we may eat and live. Some also there were that said, we have mortgaged our lands, vineyards, and houses, that we might buy corn because of the dearth. There were also that said, we have borrowed money for the king's tribute, and that upon our lands and vineyards. Yet now our flesh is as flesh of our brethren, our children as their children. And lo, we bring into bondage our sons and our daughters to be servants. And some of our daughters are bought into bondage already. Neither is it in our power to redeem them, for other men have our lands and vineyards.
See what that's saying? It went from them selling themselves to the system to now the people that's in the system that's ruling over them is their own people. That's like the boulets.
Yeah.
That's like the celebrity with the what is it, gatekeeping?
Yeah.
And all of that. And I also seen this video with this Jake that was in the Philippines. He said, man, I left America. I was good, man. I've been gone from here for like 6 years. I was good, man. I was living good and everything. My daughter called me, talking about she made a couple of off the bad decisions and all of this stuff. And now she's jacked up. She don't know what to do. Life is hell. Her children, everything is all messed up. And now I'm forced to come back here. And he said, when I came back here, the first week, dude started breaking down. Because he like, this shit is hell. He was living in heaven. He came back here, had no choice, help his family. He's like, man, this is great. Like, I'm back in hell. I got to sell myself back to the system.
That's a plane ticket to me. I ain't coming back.
Right. He said, this is great. I got to sell myself
You
back
want
to
help?
the system.
Get
It's
this
a rat
plane
race.
on this way. Yeah,
Right.
it is. No, it is.
And I'm gonna send a video on the group chat. Jake is damn near crying like he's like 60-something years old. That's what's crazy. And he's like, damn, I'm supposed to be retired. Now I gotta come back here and work damn near to death.
Yeah. And like you were saying too, man, like they always use Jake to control Jake. That's the gatekeeping, the boule. Even when it came back, when you get the damn black slave catchers, or they be the ones on the horse. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all ever seen the what is that damn underground? Oh, yeah, underground.
Wait, you talking about with the little kid? The little damn, it was another.
Underground. It's a slave show. That joint part, but all the main catchers were black people.
Yeah.
The ones, you know what I'm saying? Bossy leaving. Look at Life, the movie Life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they always use us to try to control us.
And look what's crazy. That's what the dude WAC 100 and BU, Big U. That's the situation with them.
Mm-hmm.
You're sending out your own people to the Edomites, to the feds, to the CIA, and all of these different people. And you're going on the show with Adam 22 supporting his platform and literally snitching on your own people. And Adam 22 as the Edomite, he already know, listen, just give these dudes some food, whatever, drinks, whatever, drugs, whatever, this and that, they're going to tell them. Make them feel all good, have the camera growing and all of that, and step back and let them do their thing.
Because he definitely do the last talking on you.
I'm telling you what.
He don't really do a lot of talking.
Yeah, he don't.
He actually let him just do it all.
And they run off at the
Diarrhea.
Right.
Like just flowing, man. And again, but like you said, it's big in his show up, but it's tearing down another one of your brothers. That's the crazy part about it, bro.
And what's cold about it is all the things you're doing, all the things you're being exposed for, the murdering, the killing, the extortion, all of this stuff. And the dude WAC 100, he ain't got no shame. He like, man, I don't give a damn. Here and there, this and that. On power, this and that. Beat up this dude, all that stuff.
Right.
You damn near 50, 60-year-old still gangbanging.
Exactly.
Bro,
at that age.
You'll go. Like, come on, like, you see what I'm saying? What did you still to my own power, bro? Come on, fam. Right. But you still trying to teach the younger this is it. And you really not even like that in California. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not even like, so that's just part of it, bro, the whole thing. But the image they doing to show our people, but then again, it's just to tell the people down. Because it's been already documented, bro. You working with the feds.
Right.
This ain't the first time it came around. Like, bro, you working with the feds. Because how you know all this, you be a part of all this, and you ain't never got caught.
And the way he's
and you ain't going, and you ain't gone in. You ain't did no real time.
But look how cold the Lord is. Who else come out? Big Meech.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Big Meech dealing with 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And their issues in back and forth. 50 Cent looking out for his son. But Big Meech now, he started to hang out with who?
Rick Ross.
But look how the Lord tied things up. The new generation of artists and superstars and rappers and the old gangsters, old generation, all coming out around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mixing of era.
And a new wave going in.
And a new wave going in.
The circle of life.
Look scary. Same as the Lord is gathering all things, all the nations gathering, Israelites is gathering, whether we like it, look line of sake of us, argument, whatever. We still around amongst each other, even though we don't agree. It's starting to grow even more.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the people that's in the neighborhoods and the streets, the gangbangs and all of that stuff, they all starting to gather. All those that was locked up, all of a sudden they all coming out around the same time. All these big heads, big wigs, whatever. What is the Lord doing? The Lord is gathering everybody for their judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's getting their judgment. You from the 90s, you from the 2000s, you from the 2020. Everybody's coming all together and lined up all that around the same time and period, and they all gonna get their judgment.
No, come on. They all get their judgment. And this as well, you can't say, because I think it even goes with the word getting out to you. It comes as well, everybody gonna be able to hear, you're gonna get your judgment, and you're gonna reap the seeds you planted. But reap what you sowed.
But what also happened, the JFK files
coming out.
That's
the
coming
damn Martin Luther King files.
Martin Luther King, the MLK files.
The MLK files coming out.
Yeah.
They won't dare do the Malcolm files.
Oh, forget it.
They will. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Because it goes even with their little laws of the land. Like they have to tell you. They have to put it out. They might not put it in they might put it in the movie. They have to put it out, but they feel like that's how they don't get judged for it. Whatever. That's why they put stuff in. That's why they put stuff in cartoons. They put real stuff out there. You see what I'm saying? That's why even when you go to these fast food, they put on their website the ingredients. Like when you go a Chick-fil-A sandwich, damn, they ain't got chicken in it. But
28 different ingredients.
it's like 60 or something. All of it fast food, you know what I'm saying? We eat, but it's like they have to tell you in some form of way or put it out that they feel like, okay, I don't get judged for it. That's why most times they put it in the kids' cartoon or they put certain stuff just out that they gonna have to tell you, bro. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Malcolm X files even come out too. You see what I'm saying? Because it's gonna spark up once they release the Martin Luther King, bro. Because we know he got killed in the hospital. We know y'all suffocated him. As us, but now the masses gonna know. gotta start the Civil War first before the World War III. Like, it all gotta happen, bro. The policies have to happen. You see what I'm saying? These things have to happen. So, and they're at the point where they know their time is coming up. So they speed now. They got like, shit, we got to cause as much chaos as possible. Give me people on our side.
They're really trying to do all this to try to blind their eyes from how much war is going on. They want to make it seem like every single citizen of America, they want to make it seem like that America, the government, has full control over everything. But as soon as you really look at what's going on outside of America and knowing how many countries are plotting against America, if the United States or people in the United States will see that, they'll panic. So Esau got to do some things. He got to put R. Kelly in jail, right? He got to try to make, right? Bill Cosby, first off, right? Y'all brought us stuff about 40, 50 years ago, right? But that had everybody eyes on it to the point where it's like, oh, I can't see what's going on in the world. Lil Durk, right? Whoever killed Mo 3, they just gonna keep on stacking on top because they don't want to know that they don't. Exactly. They're gonna keep on stacking it up because they don't want you to know that Iran is planning to go against America. They having secret meetings with Russia and China now. They having nuclear meetings about how to go against America. Right? They don't want you to know all these things because America will panic. And what's going to happen if every citizen in America panics?
There'll be no more tissue in the stores.
And nobody's going to care about the laws anymore. Right. So it's going to be chaos. There's going to be a purge out now.
It's like we're going to die anyway.
Yeah. So you don't care.
And then it'll validate like, them crazy Negroes was right in the corners. They don't, if they want to say that to the last second of the hour, to validate like, wait, they've been saying this for years. This been going on. Yeah, so bro.
Boy, that will be a glorious day.
I'm telling you, bro. Think about it. It's coming with the
Yeah. That's gonna be the time of our persecution. Yeah. As soon as they realize they want to put it out there to the media, or they've been telling the truth, they finna come get us. We can't let that truth go out no more. Right. We got to stop it now because they got more to talk about. There's more to talk about.
You know, it's oppression. This is not living. There's a post going around on Facebook that's saying we really floating on a rock in the middle of space paying bills. This is not life. Like really, just think about it, man. We just all of that space out there, and we right here paying bills, trying to make ends meet. Right. All of this is vain, man. Blessed be Solomon, man. Right? He said, vanity, vanity. All is vanity.
In comparison to the kingdom.
Right, Solomon.
For real.
No, for real. But yeah, because it's like everything the earth produces is here. It's natural. Like, bro, like, yeah, think about it. Well, you got to pay for water. For water.
It falls from the sky.
That you can't even collect. That's a $500 or some fine. Right. If you just collect rainwater. Like, man, I got to pay for vegetables. I got to buy the seeds from you.
Right. And you didn't neutered all the trees, man. Like,
right. You got all the gay trees. Like, you cut all the female trees out. Because female, that's why we don't have the peaches and pears and the little berries we used to grow up with and you just fall, you see them on the ground. Yeah, little apple trees, they go because on the female trees grows the fruit. So they took them down, which is also to mess up the air and the atmosphere. Because it keeps a balance because female tree versus male tree, they produce different things in regards to even the air. So that's why, like, even people like, oh, I never had allergies, but now I do, because it's different. It was a balance. You know what I'm saying? People that you never had, now you out here sneezing, asking puffy, because it's a chemical imbalance in regards to even the air, bro. This the devil.
He got it. This man messes up everything.
Who bought the trees, bro? Because again, if you still granny and them still growing apple trees and berry trees, you ain't gotta come back for me. The ones I'm spraying with pesticide and coloring them on them to make them look good. And putting all these chemicals in them.
You know what's wicked? Esau make fake clouds to block the sun.
Right.
He know that you niggas
get
vitamin D from.
Right.
You know, you get all your minerals, all this and that from it. So he'll make fake clouds block your sun. He know that he can't get rid of the sun, but he can block it.
He can block it.
He
do so. That's why he think he's a weatherman. Damn, because you're trying to control it. You don't know nothing. You're not like, you're not looking up. You control. You make these clouds.
I forget. It may be in Daniel. It may not. Talking about in regards to them predicting the weather. It talks about that. You able to tell when the next rain is able to come.
Because you made a rain cloud. But you made a rain cloud.
Right.
Like, you see what I'm saying? You produce it. Like, so you're not smart.
But you always say you wiser than Daniel?
Yeah.
Or Ezekiel 28.
Ezekiel 28.
You see what I'm saying? Like, you produce the thing on the thing, bro. So it's like, yeah, Esau now, he's wicked, bro. He's wicked. Like
the good brothers say. I want to say good. The brothers say, you wicked, bro. You wicked.
like, he's wicked, bro. Like, it's inevitable. It's like, so whatever he do is to destroy. And everything he's doing is trying to destroy us. Because you blocking out the sun. Because it gives us vitamin D. And it kills you.
But hey, look at the movies. Who's the one always trying to run from the sun? Because once they get in the sun, they get cooked. Goddamn turkey tail. Turn to ashes.
Vampires. Come on.
You know?
And that's them.
That's them. Wasted away, no melanin.
Yeah.
Drinkers, chemical. Oh, I seen that video. This Edomite, it's this Edomite. He has a YouTube channel. I think like about 500,000 subscribers, right? And guess what his content is? Eating raw chicken. That's his content.
Just straight.
Eating just straight up raw food. Raw chicken, meat, everything.
Everything.
Chicken with salmonella and all of that stuff. Eating raw.
Ain't washing the nothing. Straight out the pack.
And guess what? One of his first videos, the dude said, hey, what the hell? I'll give him a week, he'll be dead. That was like 4 years ago. The dude put in the comment, I'll give him a week, he'll be dead. Because salmonella, you just all of that stuff, that was like 4 years ago.
Bro,
he's still putting out videos and content. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
They the damn pig that they put
that's what they are.
Esau is known for eating people.
Right.
And he's still here. Right? So him eating chicken, he ain't gonna get no salmonella, ain't nothing gonna happen. But if we do it, we get all that.
Oh no,
we finished. After the first week, we over with. But with him, he's known for being a cannibal, bro.
He's created different. That's why his body type, molecular, all of that stuff, even the food that he eats is created different. So he's a beast. He's literally a beast. That's why he smells like a dog when it rains. He's a beast. That's why he eat raw meat, and it don't affect him the way it affects us. He can eat pork. He can eat all the unclean things. He's the abomination.
He's that pig.
Yeah, he's that pig.
Damn seven spirit got put into it.
There was this one video, you might have seen it on Facebook, that it was like a group of 6 women, and they was at the house. Like, they called it a raw meat feast. Yeah. Right? And all of them just had raw meat. This one woman had a steak.
I think
put sauce on it and just started eating it. The other woman, she took a handful of ground beef. She put some sauce on it and ate it. I'm like, yo.
My stomach hurt thinking about what is going on?
Different, man.
Everything we say, Jake, you mess with a white man or woman, nigga, you got a bestiality, bro.
For real, they were sisters?
Yeah, I would think they were sisters, but they could have just been close friends, I guess. They could be family or friends.
Like, they was, what nation was it?
No, they was Edomites for sure.
I was about to say, because there ain't no hope you out here eating raw meat. Right? Ain't no hope.
I think I saw one too. I think she
Eating
was
raw ground beef. That's crazy. What about that man called the Liver King?
Well,
Yeah, man.
Big and strong, right?
Yeah. Talking about this is how I achieve my physique. Nigga, you on steroids. They done already caught you. They done found you out. But this is the precept that I was thinking of. Right? This is Matthew chapter 16 and verse number 2. It says, and he answered and said unto them, right? I'm gonna read verse 1. It says, the Pharisees also with the Sadducees came and tempting, desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red, and in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times. So he like, you over here predicting the weather. There go your weatherman right there.
Right.
You know, there go your weatherman right there. You can predict what the weather's going to be in July from right now, but you can't discern the times. You don't know what time it is. You don't know that your kingdom finna fall.
Finished.
Right, you can't see the signs of the one. You so-called predict the weather. And that's what about, I don't know if it's been y'all or if it's just been me. That been lying, like, through this last best with the weather. Come out 30 degrees, that shit feel like 0 below.
Right.
Like, no, bro, the temperature different in the cold this year, bro.
Right.
It's about, oh, it's 45 degrees. No, it's not, bro. This is like 15.
Right.
Today, you're talking about it's 60-some degrees. It's not.
No, it's not.
They lying, bro.
Anytime they say it's blew up degrees,
Right.
but it feels like, nigga, it is what it is.
What it feels like.
Okay.
So we think that's why June is special. We predict the weather by going on the back porch or going outside the field. We go outside like, okay, I know what I got to put on today.
Right. Right. You know that type of cold that it's going to be, that you got, when you standing outside, it's going to get cold.
Right.
You see what you predicted out, you feel me, getting up that wisdom. That no, for real. You go stand outside or something, okay. I know what I got to put on. Extra jacket or maybe hoodie or something. Okay, cool. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because
you step outside, you hit the, because I smell like it's for the
rain. A couple days in that camp, like, it's 30 degrees, 25. Like,
right.
My feet cold in 2 minutes.
You got to play that.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie. I had boots on, pants, span, whatever this and that, all of that stuff. I'm going outside, my feet are still cold.
And you talking about the 30 degrees? No.
Right.
What the hell?
They been lying, bro. So they been off the Lord there. He been showing like, fam, they done.
And that's how you know that Esau science is trash. For one. How do you say that? For one thing, you try to tell me that the sun is hot in the winter. I mean, it's hot in the summer because the sun is closer. The sun be bigger in the winter than it is up in the summer. The summer, the sun seems like it's far the hell away, but it be scorching outside. But we was just outside today. Literally, the sun big and beaming, but it's cold as hell outside.
Bro,
not a cloud in sight, but it's wind. Like, come on,
jacket on.
Right?
It's damn near time to go to the old, like back to the old days, man.
Go ahead.
I was talking about that yesterday because the sun, our bodies are not made for clothes, by the way. We're not supposed to wear clothes. Like, this stuff suffocates us. Our skin was our clothes. That's this clothes he gave Adam, his skin, the flesh, right? So, but with that said, because of Pangea, how ultimately sin and in Babylon, everything caused the earth to split up, and we're in the land that's not our land. You see what I'm saying?
So our makeup's not even meant for
right. We're not. No one really is supposed to be this far off of the equator. You see what I'm saying? Because when the Bible says when the dry land appeared in Genesis, it appeared, and if you look at the map, everything is connected. Like, everything would fit back. Exactly. That's Pangea. And not until the Tower of Babylon did you hear of separating of people and nations and languages and whatnot. Right. And then when you look at, with Peleg and all that, you can see the ecosystem of Earth you can see how it makes sense, how everything broke up and spread out.
Right.
But originally, we was real close to the equator. There was nobody in Iceland. So that's why there was no need. There was no need to put certain laws in place, because nobody was over there. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
only when that happened, then pretty much heathen got spread out. You know what I mean? Because it was the Babylonians that caused the mess. And he said everybody, Israel was still on their land because they had to get taken off their land. So he ain't scattered Israel from the land, though, originally in the whole scheme of things. But that's absolutely right. There's no reason for us to be smack in the middle of the sun, feel all the warmth of the sun,
Right.
and still be real cold.
Right. That make no sense.
Right, because I did it yesterday. I was like, man, this sun feels so nice, but it's cold. I said, it just don't make no sense. That's not, the sun's supposed to warm things up.
Right.
It brings the food out of the ground. And, so I'm like, man, that's crazy. And that shows we in a place that we're not supposed to be. That's the problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? We done messed this whole earth up and caused the God to do
Everything else.
Right. See,
You're right.
well, everything opposite here for us. It's right.
Bro.
Our skin getting dim, and
Bro.
we kind of ashy. And
Listen, when I went to Rwanda, first time stepping foot on that land and the sun and everything, the time zone, everything was linked in. My skin started glowing here and there, this and that. I'm feeling all good and energized. I'm like, this shit is crazy.
right.
No lie.
So when
I
you
get
came
on
back,
that plane, cross the damn equator, towards the line. I see the land. I'm looking on the damn monitor on the screen in the airplane, and it said we getting a little close to 4 hours away from America. We crossed a little part of the land where we're about to hit the south part of America, the north. I felt a weight. I felt heavy. I felt weak. I'm like, the sun don't even hit around here the same no more. Like, what the hell? The weather feel a bit different. I'm still on the plane. Once we crossed the bit towards that line, the south,
that's crazy.
I'm like, yo, this shit is real.
You was closer to the homeland, the best place on earth.
Yeah.
Literally.
Where everything is made. It was Jerusalem. When we was there, Jerusalem had everything.
The
Everything.
sun, the sea, and everything under the ground. They got all the
Exactly.
all minerals,
resources.
all
yeah.
the best sea salt in the world.
Kind
The
of.
best sea salt in the world. And people don't understand, sea salt is electrical. That's very electrical. You can put sea salt in a shot glass with water, take a negative and a positive, and put it on a light, and it's gonna light up.
Yeah.
It's electrical. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so, and that's what a lot of people say when
I've heard
Jesus
about
walked
that.
on water. A lot of people say he walked on water. I don't believe that, because it wouldn't have been much of a miracle. But a lot of people say he walked on water because the salt's so dense over there. If you can walk on the salt on the water. You know what I'm saying? That's how the sea salt is over there.
They saying that it's so rich over there,
Yeah,
man.
it is. All the minerals are on that continent. All the best mineral, all the gold, all the diamond, all the
And we would be in the heart of it all.
Uh-huh.
That's why I think Jerusalem, which is above.
I like this poor place.
Everything I know through you. You know what I'm saying?
And over here, we don't got nothing.
Nah.
Got nothing.
Hey, speaking about minerals,
Right.
there's a guy called Abraham Traore from Africa, right? One of the youngest presidents, around 30, I think like 36, 37 years old. This man is giving Esau hell. This man is giving Esau hell. He's kicking out all the Edomites. The French president getting mad as hell. He's like, listen, we're going to galvanize all the people of Africa, all the countries. We're going to use our own resources. We sick and tired of you Edomites coming and stealing from us. Y'all got to go. He kicking them all out. In a big ass, it's like a big continent like Africa and all of that stuff. All the minerals and the resources. He said, we're going to take all of that and we're going to use it for ourselves. And he teamed up with Putin too as well. And they tied him with part of the BRICS nation as well too. So just saying that to say, America, we've done.
And we
done.
we want to leave the mineral and the rich place and go to this poor damn place. Y'all ain't ready to get out of here. Right. Like, for real, you know what I'm saying?
But when the Templars came over here, it was just to escape them.
Right.
I don't think it was supposed to be forever, man.
Nah.
They were just supposed to practice the laws here and then eventually
come back. Let the Lord do what he got to do. Whoop and
And
get
then
them done.
Esau came over here and ruined the plan. You know what I'm saying? Put people up in captivity. They had to stay there. Man, ruled over everything, man. Damn cancer.
We tried to escape them. We went to the other side of the earth.
Where never mankind
dwelt. To get the hell away from them.
Yeah, bro. And so it didn't even just thinking about it. When I found it out, just like why our hair made a certain way because of the sun and it, like that's like, well, that's fire, bro.
Right.
Because they make you crazy talking about some naps. Like, no, it really called coils.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like you said, the electric gives you energy, but it's coil, so it goes through, so it won't fry your brain. That's why we have to have patterns. We have to have different patterns so the sun won't fry our brain. Like, well, Esau, they fried them. That's why they have skin cancer. Cancer is up as an all-time with them because they have fur more than hair. We have hair.
That's true.
Like they have fur, we have hair.
And it sticks.
And it sticks, yeah. And you have hair. So it goes through our coils and our patterns, so it won't fry our brain, but give us what it needs in regards to the vitamin D.
Esau at 24 years old, they all got the same missing patch. They'll be right up in the center. Right up in the center.
Heisenberg.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Look, they got to get like 40, maybe 50, 60 to have missing patches. But Esau at 24 years old, man, right in the center. Right, I went and saw a play, man. Right, and I'm looking at all these Edomites, man. And I'm like, if I just throw if I throw a ping pong ball, I bet you it just bounce off of the back of each of the missing spots. Like every one of them had the missing patch in the back of the head, right up in the crown.
And that's why we can't, man. We gotta be. I want to be angry and bro, because it's like them the people you put above us. People with the ball spot at 24, 1 year later they look 50.
Right.
Like, come on, man. They aging dog years. Like, one of our years is 7 of theirs, bro. And it's like, this is the Lord put above us too, bro. Like, come on, let's come back.
That's divine.
Like,
That's a divine punishment. And they continuously rule over us because we disobey. And because we don't keep our laws, we don't have no organization within our nation. Right? The moment we keep the laws, we gain our education, our resources, we gain our land back. We get we build an infrastructure that's sound in wisdom and doctrine. Literally, we get morals again because Jake out here wilding. Right? We get morals and we get a sense of unity. And we don't have a sense of unity. You know, the only sense of unity that Jake has is when he's like when he's hitting the ball, when he's drinking, and even when he's drinking, he's getting ready to shoot right after.
Only his people.
Yeah, man. Only at his people. And then run from the police. You know?
So dark when he get caught.
Yeah, man. So
Keeping the laws is the answer for everything.
it is. So stop snitching and setting your people up.
Right.
It goes, bro. I gotta bring this preset. When my brother got campus, it goes like you building up their thing, you building up their platforms, and hurting your people. You ain't doing nothing for the Lord in His house, man.
Right.
Which is Haggai 1:9. Ye look for much and lo, it came to little, and when ye brought it home, I blew upon it. Why? Said the Lord of hosts, because of my house is because of my house that is waste, and ye run to every man unto his own house. You run to build their houses and the Lord houses that waste, bro. That's why it ain't working. He blow it down. Cause he might be using you to set him up, and somebody, use somebody else to come set you up.
Yeah, our house like up, and you trying to spend the night somewhere. You feel me? You know,
Mom always tell you, bro, don't go spend the night nowhere if you ain't cleaning up your house. My house dirty.
Right.
Yeah, your house dirty, but you going being a maid at somebody else's.
Yeah.
Like, look. Reason for that is Psalm 127.
Like, that's neglect, bro. And it's like, if you running to do something else, you ain't getting your own house in order. The house that I set for you,
Right.
what's gonna give you way more than they ever can. But you run into them. You said 127:1.
Yeah.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 127, verse number 1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain and build it. except the Lord keep the city. The watchmen wake up, but in vain.
And that ties in with Nehemiah. They
Mm-hmm.
built up the house, the temple for the Lord, same as with Solomon. 1 Kings 6 and verse number, I think it's 37, and 1 Kings 7 and verse 1. Solomon built the Lord's house first. Then he built his after.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So even in that, it's saying in Psalms 127, yeah, you building the house, but if the Lord ain't building it, it's in vain. You setting the watchmen to defend what you got stacked up and your job and your company, everything, this and that. But if the Lord ain't in it, it's in vain.
They got, you know how many? I've been running into a whole lot of black-owned security companies. There should be no reason why your neighborhood is getting robbed.
Right.
Y'all already don't got nothing. Literally, you should be able to protect your businesses, right? And how much more your own household. Shouldn't be no breaking and entering. Why you trying to take from somebody else that don't have nothing? Y'all both don't got nothing together.
But that's the thing. Jake is going to rob.
But the people that got everything, you don't touch they community.
You can have a top flight security company. Jake is going to try to rob from that security company because it's a black man owning it.
The crab in the barrel mentality.
Yeah.
Somebody trying to get out and bring us out and take us out the bucket. No, get your ass down. I'd rather you be down than you to pull us out.
That security
That's crazy.
company could have a
Because now you
tank.
got one up over.
Yeah, that company could have a tank, nukes, weapons, machine guns, whatever, this and that.
Oh, we got to destroy them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
We go, there's
Yeah.
a black man right? Oh yeah, wait, a white man. Oh no.
And that's
Black
what brothers
man.
mean when we say that everybody is against us. Our own nation and the heathen that's round about us. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole lot of defending to do of our own selves. The righteous, the little bit of righteousness that we got, and we got to defend ourselves from all the wicked. And I mean all. Israel's included. You know?
Yeah, that's for sure.
I pray people understand, man. Because people do not understand.
They don't.
That Operation How about Shemel Shah, HOI Chicago. And keep each other in prayer.
Shalom.
I'm telling you,